She moved into my house, slept in my bed, and drained my bank account. And I didn't know her real name until I saw her mugshot.
My name is Daniel Miller. I'm 34 and run a successful graphic design firm. Until recently, my life was stable, peaceful, and predictable. I had a comfortable home, great friends, and a lifestyle I built through hard work. Then I met Vanessa, and it felt like something extraordinary was happening. I didn't realize it was actually a warning. We met at a friend's barbecue. She was magnetic, the kind of person who makes you feel like the center of the universe. When she first came to my house, she complimented it, but her eyes scanned every corner. I mistook her calculation for admiration. Within weeks, she was practically living with me. Her clothes filled my closet, her toothbrush was in my bathroom. She'd rearranged my kitchen and home, calling it a woman's touch. When her lease ended, moving in felt like the natural next step. I didn't ask many questions about her job. She said she was in marketing, but her answers were always vague. She never helped with bills, claiming she was saving for our future. I wanted to believe in the fantasy she was selling, so I did. The cracks started to show about 6 months in. A friend invited me on a fishing trip, but Vanessa insisted I go to a party with her instead. I gave in, only to spend the night alone while she networked, exaggerating stories about her career. I started noticing inconsistencies and finally confronted her about her job. She just accused me of not listening. The next weekend, she went on a spa getaway with friends, packing a suspicious amount of lingerie. She sent a group photo, but I noticed a man's arm cropped out of the corner. Before I could ask, she sent a corrected version. That night, my suspicion got the best of me. I went through her desk. Instead of work documents, I found overdue bills, letters from collection agencies, and credit card records showing she had been draining my bank account. She wasn't saving for our future. She was spending my money as fast as she could. I searched her name online, and after some digging, I found a news article from Dallas. A blonde woman in a mugshot, but unmistakably her, had been arrested for swindling men. Her real name wasn't Vanessa Mitchell, it was Vanessa Harlow, and I wasn't her first. The next morning I took action. I changed every lock on my house, froze my credit cards and bank accounts, and called a lawyer. I boxed up all her belongings, took photos as proof, and filed a police report. In her things, I found her dating app profiles, her chats with other men, and detailed notes about my income and habits. She had been studying me like a project. I checked into a hotel and waited. The security footage showed her return, trying her key, then banging on the door, screaming. I watched on my phone as the police arrived and served her a restraining order. She tried pleading, then flirting, then threatening, but it was over. She loaded her car and left. A couple of weeks later, a detective came to my door. She explained that Vanessa, whose real name was Jessica Winters, was part of a multi-state fraud ring. My detailed report was exactly what they needed. She invited me to a support group for other victims. I went expecting it to be awkward, but instead I found 6 other men, all of us manipulated and drained by the same woman. Sharing our stories was a huge relief. Over the next few months, the detective built a major case. Vanessa was arrested again. The trial revealed everything: her group chats about manipulating men, her fake profiles, her notes on how much she planned to take. For me, she'd estimated $50,000 before she'd bounce. The jury found her guilty, and she was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Life slowly returned to normal. Months later, I met Amanda. She was an architect with her own life, her own goals. She insisted on splitting bills. Dating her felt stable and real. When I told her my story, she understood. 2 years later, we got engaged. Just before our wedding, a check for $35,000 arrived. It was restitution from Vanessa. Amanda and I used it to start a nonprofit to help victims of financial and emotional abuse. When our daughter Grace was born, I finally understood what closure meant. I visited Vanessa one last time in prison. She looked smaller, quieter. She said she was trying to change. I told her I hoped so, but my life was no longer defined by the damage she caused. Leaving her behind for good, I felt a profound sense of freedom. My past nearly broke me, but it rebuilt me into someone stronger, wiser, and capable of real love. And holding my daughter, I knew I would teach her the lesson I learned the hard way. Real partnership is built on respect, honesty, and choosing each other every single day. Thanks for listening. If you liked this story, please follow for more.